Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Wednesday Wisdom on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to be right back with this week's Wednesday Wisdom guest. But as always, guess what? We're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, remember, these are companies I used as an AD. They're great companies. You should be using them too. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Wednesday Wisdom guest, and then go and visit these sponsors because you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to thank our good friends at Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to their website and schedule a live web demo and see their products in action. You heard me say before, probably the best purchase I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com, schedule that live web demo today. We also want to thank Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years. As an AD, I made sure we were a Huddle school. And our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just love the platform. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to thank Beacon Creative Wall of Fame. You know, Vital Signs Wall of Fame has been bringing schools' legacies to life for the past decade. But now with Beacon Creative, they will actually take your content and create compelling stories that you can put on your digital platforms. We always hear that we don't have time to celebrate our students' accomplishments. Well, Beacon Creative is going to do that for you, and you don't have to lift a finger. I want you to email John Townsend, that's John, John, at beaconwalloffame.com. You're going to be glad you did. Let's also say thanks to Hometown. Hometown continues to change the game for schools with their solutions that include things like, well, big surprise, digital ticketing, but how about fee-free fundraising, athletic website construction, and a whole lot more. Whether you're a principal, an athletic director, even a head coach, Hometown's going to show you how to save time, how to raise more money, and how to bring your community together. That's hometown.com. Let's also say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing genius. Using their templates and their easy-to-use instructions, and it's so easy even I can do it, you're going to be able to show all the great things that your school, your athletic department, your coaches, your kids are doing. Access thousands of professionally designed templates, again, incredibly easy in your colors, your brands, your logos. Go to Gipper.com to get started. And don't forget to mention the podcast. We want to thank Home Campus. Home Campus is something you're going to use every day. Scheduling, rosters, results, facilities, communication. Their eligibility and clearance platform alone is a game changer. Go to homecampus.com. As always, don't forget to mention the podcast. That's homecampus.com. We want to thank Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. My assistant AD, along with thousands of others, got his master's through the Ohio program, and while they were earning their degree, they also completed 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Can you believe it? Go to Ohio University's website and check out their online masters in athletic administration. Let's say thanks to Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with our teams and had tremendous success, and so will you. I'm telling you, it works. Check out their other great platforms, but if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. And we'd like to thank Athletic Surveys. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your student athletes, your coaches, how about your parents, you're really missing out. We use surveys for all of those groups and more at our school, and the data that came back was incredibly valuable. Most of it was over the top positive, and you'll probably have the same experience. You get to hear from those squeaky wheel parents, but by having a survey, you get to find out about what their concerns are, address them before they turn into something big. But having all that positive data, how about when you're meeting with a frustrated parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board? That's an incredibly valuable tool. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Wednesday Wisdom on the Educational AD Podcast. I can say this is one of our favorite repeat guests. We're talking today with Katie Pate. She's been on the podcast a number of times. If you're new to the podcast, go back to our archives and listen to her full interview. And then she's been on Wednesday Wisdom a couple other times. Katie, she has the best tagline on LinkedIn that I've ever seen. You need to go check it out. You will enjoy it. And then connect with Katie. She also, I think, has one of the longest job titles in athletics. Katie is the Senior Associate Vice Chancellor for Development at a place called Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina. Tremendous background as an athlete, as a college coach, as an administrator, and we are very fortunate to have her back with us on Wednesday Wisdom. Katie Pate, what's going on?
It's great to be back. I have to say, I love the background. I purchased my own Athletic Director's Toolbox fourth edition book recently. It sits on my illustrious bookcase over here. And when I need an answer to a problem, I can flip to a page and find some wisdom from some of your other guests. It's a great read. So certainly have been pushing that with people that stumble into my office. Appreciate the good work that you do, Jake.
Oh my gosh, I'm just the guy that asks the questions. You and the other, 200 plus interviewees supply all the best practices. Thank you for that shout out.
Yeah.
Let's go and jump right in. For listeners, we're recording this on December 10th, so it's going to be very timely as you listen to it going, into the holidays. Katie and I, we follow each other on social media. She's very active, for all things Appalachian State and athletics, et cetera. But she made a post a while back, and I commented, "Hey, that'd be a great Wednesday Wisdom," and she agreed. So I'm just going to try to get out of the way. Katie, what do you have for our
Yeah.
listeners
Yeah. Yeah.
on this segment?
So as you know, if you have a Facebook subscription, every now and again your memories pop up on posts that you put out there. And on this particular day, I think it was in late November, if I remember correctly, on that post, a memory popped up, and it was a quote that I had shared, and it was related to a loss that I suffered as a head coach, and loss meaning on the scoreboard. And I would say fairly veteran at that point. I was the head coach at Lenore-Ryan University in Hickory, North Carolina. Great Division II institution. A lot of success in all of its sports. Just a wonderful, fine school. And we were playing an early conference game against Wingate University, that's in near Monroe, North Carolina, outside Charlotte. Great team, storied women's basketball programs. Ann Hancock is still the coach there. She just does a wonderful job. And she did a wonderful job against me. This was probably back in 2017, so we're well over probably 10 years ago, maybe 2018. Anyway, uh, we lost by 50 at home the game before Thanksgiving break. 50 points. 50 points. It still is mind-blowing to hear it. And I'll tell you, Jake, of all the adversities that each of us have been through and have learned from and grown from, I've got like a top five list of critical points in Katie's life. And there's some really big life stuff. And then there's the 50-point loss to Wingate University before Thanksgiving break. And I, as I imagine a lot of coaches and athletics directors who were coaches that listen to your broadcasts have had that moment where inside I had come completely undone after this loss, completely undone. Um, I certainly wasn't going to let you see that. I wasn't going to let my players see that. I wasn't even going to let my staff see that. But I had no answers. I had no answers. I had no idea why. I felt like everything that I had attempted to do suddenly became disconnected. My purpose, I put so much weight on that scoreboard because it's what we do, it's what we work for. And now in this industry, the scoreboard is even heavier, excuse me, is even heavier than it's been before. Um, And I got to tell you, it was really difficult because I didn't know what to do and I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed and my pride was hurt, right? Like the pride factor. I'd rather lose by 2 at the buzzer or something like that than 50 because then what does that say about me and my recruiting and my staff and da da da. Um, and it took probably, I don't know, I don't think I slept. I'm pretty sure I didn't sleep that night. And I got home. And for anybody that's gone through any situation like this, I sat in it for a while and almost felt like I wanted to come out of my skin. And then I decided I better pick up the phone and call some people that I know that have gone through this and who are on the other side of it now. And 3 people come to mind immediately. Todd Starkey, who's the head coach at Kent State women's basketball right now, Kevin Pedersen, who's the head coach at Coastal Carolina, and Dean Walsh, who at the time was the head coach at Carson Newman. I called all 3 of those guys and I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it had happened to all 3 of them, even though I didn't know that it did. So, one, they told me the stories of when something like that happened to them and then noted, hey, by the way, we're still here because you picked up the phone and we answered, right? And then told the stories of how you bounce back. That a, Todd always said to me, a single loss does not define a season. A single loss does not define a season. And the losses look different, right? No matter where we go and what we do, every loss looks a little bit different. Some happen on the scoreboard, some happen on our team. Sometimes we might lose a player. Emergencies happen. And so, a single loss does not define a season became a bit of a mantra for me, not just with coaching and scoreboards, but in the season of life, is what I took away from that. And the old I don't remember what the game show was, but the phone a friend thing,
Right.
phone a friend, like phone a friend, pick up the phone that weighs 900 pounds and say, I don't know what to do. I do know what to do, but I need someone to tell me what to do just because I need to know, like, you're going to be okay. So it just, when I saw that quote pop back up, and I'd have to look it up what I had posted, but in that moment, I thought it was the worst possible thing that had ever happened to me. And, as I reflect on it now, it was an incredible lesson and nowhere near close the worst thing that's ever happened. But it's very easy for us as coaches and administrators, to apply um, and give those things such emotion when it was just a basketball game. And it doesn't define who I am or what I contribute to this world. It was just a basketball game and we didn't play well. And by the way, last part, the
Yeah,
redemption piece, right? The
exactly.
redemption piece. Um, Later on during that season, of course, we play each team in that league twice. And we had to go on the road to play the Bulldogs. And that is a tough place to play down there. And again, she had a great team. They may have won the league that year. I don't remember. But we won. And we didn't Jake, we didn't win the championship that year. We didn't win the conference tournament. But that locker room, after that game on the road, I had to tell them because the door to get in the locker room was right outside the concession stand. And I had to tell them, whoa, 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 like, shh, because we were losing our minds, knowing where we'd come from and where we just finished. I would venture to guess if you talk to a couple of those players on that team, it's a win that they remember not because of what happened on the court, but because of what happened in November. So,
Oh yeah, and I remember reading that post, and I was hoping you were going to,
mhm.
bring home the, deliver the punchline there about the
Yeah.
redemption win. And was just as I read it, I think about a month ago, and then as you were sharing it right now, again, I was getting goosebumps both times because I think just about anybody who's listening, coach or athletic director or athletic directors who've coached, they've had those moments, that just soul crushing
Oh,
loss.
yes.
And I love the way you said that on the scoreboard. I mean, if you coach long enough, there's going to be a season, maybe more, where
More.
you just don't have however you want to call it, the athletes, the horses, the studs, bullets in your gun. It's
Yeah.
just not there. And as a coach, sometimes those are your best coaching moments where you are encouraging and teaching and challenging and just coaching the heck out of them. One of my favorite cliches, and I'm sure I stole it from somebody with our coaches, is, "Hey, anybody can coach a group of all stars." Okay, I'm looking for
Right.
coaches that can develop talent and nurture it and squeeze every drop. But when you do have those moments, whatever tag you want to put on, and redemption is always a great one, because that's kind of what it feels like. Our I know for me, and I think probably for you too, and a lot of others, the ego, as much as you try to put it in the closet, it's always there
It is.
somewhere. And, that's, hey, when you lose, hey, that's my team. We're getting lose. When we win, hey, it's the kids and the coaching staff and all that. But, oh, yeah, just such the emotions are just so much
Hmm.
a part of it. What's something that you remember from that that season-ending victory game? What was it? When the horn goes off and you're jumping off the bench, was it that somebody hit a shot or a free throw or a big play? What's something you can share with our listeners about that?
Well, I think the biggest thing was, you know, we can internalize after the first loss. Do I know what I'm doing? Am I a failure? Have I let people down? Am I a disappointment? Am I going to, of course, the biggest one, at least for me, was, am I going to lose my locker room? Because we're going into Thanksgiving break. This is Division Two. We don't have this robust budget to pay for meals and housing over break. Like the kids are going home, and I'm not going to see them until Sunday, and we're going to run turkey off after not having practice for 5 days. Is knowing the win for me was it was exactly what the quote said. A single loss doesn't define a season. It
Mm-hmm.
was just one game. I had blown up 50 points as this nuclear thing that happened to me. It was just one game out of a season of 30 games. And we won the next one. We talk all the time with players about mistake response. I talk about it even with my fundraising teams now. What happens if you don't close that gift? Or what happens if you tell your point guard, she turns the ball over? Ask Danielle Bongiorno about how many times I talked to her about mistake response. You make a mistake. What are you going to do in the next play? You're going to put your head down? Was Katie, your head coach, the leader of a program, going to put her head down? That became quickly the thing that I was not going to do after employing the opinions of my colleagues. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you better pick your butt up. If you're going to tell them to do it, you better do it yourself. So I think for me, it was understanding how much power I gave that single loss. I didn't need to do that. And
Right.
so
Right.
we just got back to the basics. We executed a great scouting report. We did all the things. We did all the things. And I had some late game play action calls by an assistant that were excellent. And we were exactly where we were supposed to be. So it was just a beautiful reminder of just keep doing the work.
Oh yeah.
Just keep
No,
doing the
yeah.
work.
Keep grinding. I did have two, I guess, kind of follow-ups, and you maybe you already addressed it, but the one was, yeah, we feel bad as a coach. Again, that soul crushing. But hey, quit crying and coach your kids, because you got another game
Right.
tomorrow. You got another game the next week. We got to move on. And then I was going to ask, was our mutual friend Danielle Bongiorno, was she on that team?
Think she was, but I'd have to double check. I
Uh,
know if she wasn't, it was her first year out.
all
If she
right.
wasn't, I'd have to go back and look at the roster. But I think she was a recent grad. Um, so she may have missed that sting, but she and other type players like that would be the ones that would lift up a team and say, let's get back to work. We've
Oh,
got games to win.
yeah, no,
So
I can imagine her,
yeah,
taking charge
yeah.
in the huddle and in
Oh
practice.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably wouldn't have lost the first game by 50 had I had her as my point
There,
guard.
hey, yeah, come on. Yeah.
Pretty
Or
sure I had a transfer up there.
Katie, you're so busy, but we do appreciate you sharing. If one of our listeners wants to reach out and maybe pick your brain a little bit more, whether it's on development or coaching or leadership, or hey, maybe they're going to swing by Boone and take you up on your LinkedIn tagline. I know I still have to do that. Um, what's the best way they can get a hold of you?
Yes. LinkedIn for sure, Katie Pate. There's a few other Katie Pates out there, but you'll see right away the one that says, I can beat you at a game of horse. That would be the one that I am. And then also on X at Coach Katie Pate. That's a simple DM. I respond to DMs all the time, and you'll see a timeline that's flooded with basketball and football and all the good things. So happy to support any listener, anytime, anywhere.
All right. Well, again, all the best to all the teams there at Appalachian State. I guess you and I were talking before. You got a big bowl game bid now, so
Oh, who
congratulations,
knew? Who knew?
congratulations on that, and all the best for a great holiday season.
Right back at you.
For our listeners, we appreciate you tuning in and want to wish you the same. Just a reminder, we upload the Zoom recordings of every interview to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. We do Wednesday Wisdom just about every week and just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So please come back and join us again for another episode of the Educational AD. And don't forget to pick up the Athletic Director's Toolbox, particularly the fourth edition on Amazon, featuring a lot of great ADs and leaders, including our very own guest today, Katie Pate. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, Katie Pate, one of our favorites. Before we go, let's talk about our favorite sponsors. All of them. They do a great job. You really should add them to your team. Let's say thanks to Hometown. Go to hometown.com. Ohio University's online masters in athletic administration. Home Campus. It's a platform you're going to use every day. Go to homecampus.com. Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Gipper, become a social media marketing genius. Go to Gipper.com. Snap Raise, if you're looking for a fundraiser, go to Snap Raise. We used it at our school with great success. Beacon Creative Wall of Fame. You know all about Vital Signs Wall of Fame? Check out Beacon Creative Wall of Fame. It's a content service provider for your digital platforms. Huddle. I used it as a football coach. I also used it as an AD. We were a Huddle school. Athletic Surveys. Go to athleticsurveys.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.